Rachel Zegler is facing backlash again after a major boycott and outrage over the new Snow White trailer. People are saying she doesn't look like Snow White, calling her Snow Brown. This controversy is now causing big trouble, not just for her career but also for Disney's reputation. Many believe the movie is a disaster.
It's hard to believe that the evil queen is jealous of Snow White's beauty in this film. And I'm not the only one who seems to think this. If you can read the comments on this trailer.
Rachel Zegler has reportedly been fired from multiple Disney projects, including live-action and animated films, as well as planned Snow White sequels. Disney had high hopes for this reboot, but after Zegler's PR missteps, they decided to cancel everything. It seems like Disney is trying to distance itself and move on completely. But here's where things get even crazier. Rachel's reaction. Instead of staying quiet and letting things settle, she's having a full-blown meltdown. Her controversial posts on X and repeated PR mistakes have only made things worse. And it's not just affecting her. It's creating a huge problem for Disney at a time when they can't afford another disaster. Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, or as some critics call him, Bob Liar, is scrambling to manage the fallout. The company is already struggling due to his cost-cutting strategies and other controversies. Adding Rachel's situation to the mix makes it even worse. Meanwhile, Rachel is reportedly furious, not just at Disney, but also at fans. The same fans Disney relies on to watch their movies. Her frustration seems to come from the massive boycott against the Snow White remake. Many families who love the classic are rejecting the reboot, and it's expected to hurt Disney at the box office.
4.5 million views, except of course the problem is this was captured roughly 16 hours ago. If I refresh it and we look to see where it is now, it's over 500,000 with only another 2,000 likes.
Instead of taking responsibility for this PR disaster, Rachel Zegler is reportedly doubling down. Behind the scenes, she's working with her agent and manager on a statement that will directly blame fans for her career troubles. Yes, you heard that right. She plans to call out critics, labeling them as a small but loud group of so-called misogynists or sexists who oppose Disney's diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives. Defending yourself is one thing, but this? It's like pouring fuel on an already raging fire. Even Disney executives are urging her to back off because alienating the audience even more is probably not the best move. And if you thought things couldn't get worse, here's the twist. Rachel's behavior behind the scenes is also raising eyebrows. She's reportedly gone on full-blown tirades, blaming fans for her downfall. Some reports even suggest she's pointing fingers at Snow White director Mark Webb, claiming the backlash isn't her fault but his. Meanwhile, Disney is in full-on panic mode. Emergency meetings are being held to figure out how to salvage what's left of this project. They're also working overtime to cover up the growing tensions between Zegler and Gal Gadot, which have only gotten worse behind the scenes. The irony? Disney keeps trying to spin this movie as a guaranteed hit, pouring more money into promotions and damage control. But the harder they try to fix things, the worse it all gets, like watching someone dig themselves deeper into a hole and refusing to stop.
Name, Snow White, comes from her skin being as white as snow. I am so sorry, Rachel Zegler does not fit that description. Create a new Disney princess so that you can showcase diverse talent without having to erase historical and cultural.
At this point, Rachel Zegler's decision to lash out at fans and attack critics feels like the final nail in the coffin. Disney is reportedly pushing her to drop the idea because they know it will only make things worse. And if Bob Iger and Disney executives are panicking, you know the situation is really bad. Things just keep getting worse for Zegler. The Snow White remake is already drowning in backlash, and now she's pointing fingers at fans again. But this time, the stakes are even higher. She's reportedly furious over losing a massive multi-million-dollar deal with Disney, one that could have earned her around $20 million across several projects. Instead, those opportunities are gone, all because of the fallout from her controversial comments and social media missteps. And here's the real kicker. Zegler isn't taking responsibility or reflecting on how her own actions contributed to this mess. Instead, she's blaming fans, calling them a loud minority of Snow White enthusiasts who supposedly ruined her career. It's a move straight out of the Hollywood playbook, just like Brie Larson, Tatiana Maslany, She-Hulk, and others who blamed audiences when their projects flopped. The approach is tired, predictable, and, honestly, not helping her case at all.
So yeah, what they did with Snow White here is another example of Disney trying to...
And then there's Bob Iger, scrambling behind the scenes to clean up this mess. Disney has already poured a fortune into Snow White, but it doesn't seem to be enough. Reports suggest that reshoots and revisions are being planned to salvage the project. But at this point, how much more money can they throw at it before it becomes a total write-off? The backlash is relentless. Social media is flooded with dislikes and negative reactions. This isn't just a Rachel Zegler problem anymore. It's a full-blown disaster for Disney. The company's live-action division is taking a huge hit, and the optics are terrible. Executives and shareholders are left wondering if this movie can even break even, let alone turn a profit. For Zegler, though, it's a personal free-fall. Every attempt she makes to defend herself only seems to make things worse. What's even more shocking is how much Disney had originally banked on her to be the face of the Snow White reboot. She was supposed to lead the promotional campaign, Thanksgiving specials, Christmas performances, New Year's Eve appearances, but all of that has been scrapped. Now, Gal Gadot is stepping in as the movie's main promotional star, taking over the spotlight that was once meant for Zegler. And it's not just about lost appearances. Disney has reportedly been working on ways to handle Zegler's controversial behavior, but their efforts seem to be backfiring. The situation has become so bad that some are even questioning whether the movie should be released at all. Right now, Disney's damage control efforts are draining both resources and patience, leaving very little hope for the film's success.
It's non-consensual. He's sexually assaulting you. That was the initial complaint about Snow White. How they're gonna sum that up and fix it, I have no idea. Please, please, please don't make it something where she's like asking him or like it's her. She's the one who actually makes the kiss happen in the end. I don't know. It's going to be strange, whatever it is though, and I can't imagine they're going to leave that in its original state for this live action remake.
I just have a feeling this is going to completely flop. And I think you're right. They're abandoning the classic, story framework for this girl bossified version. People are tired of that. People are tired of live action remakes generally. It's tough because every time they do make a new movie that's original, it's kind of following the same woke narratives that are actually...
This blame game isn't new. For Disney stars in trouble, Rachel Zegler's refusal to take responsibility follows the same pattern we've seen before. Blame the audience, label critics with buzzwords, and hope it distracts from the real issues. But audiences have seen this strategy too many times to fall for it. The financial impact of this mess is massive. Disney is reportedly pouring even more money into the project, funding reshoots and reworking its marketing strategy in a desperate attempt to turn things around. But with every dollar spent, the chances of making a profit shrink even more. Shareholders are understandably worried, especially since Disney is already dealing with costly reshoots for other struggling projects, like Captain America 4. The timing couldn't be worse. The holiday season is crucial for movie promotions, yet Snow White has lost its main star at a critical moment. Zegler's absence from live TV appearances and her failure to connect with audiences in a positive way is a major blow to the film's visibility. Disney needed this movie to succeed, not just to make back its investment, but to regain audience trust after a series of underwhelming releases. And then there's the rumored statement Zegler has been working on, a direct attack on fans. Disney executives are reportedly urging her to hold back, but it's unclear if she'll listen. If she releases it, she risks alienating the very people Disney is trying to win back. The optics of all this are terrible, and it's hard to see how Zegler can recover from it. In the end, this entire situation comes down to one key issue: accountability, or rather, the complete lack of it. Instead of reflecting on her role in this disaster, Zegler continues to blame others, making things worse. At a time when Disney needs to rebuild its fractured relationship with audiences, her actions are only widening the gap.